It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is brand new Red Rain from the Red Rain EP. And kicking off the show tonight, we heard something from Aftershock with Ready to Rock. And I want to welcome back to the mic my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. Are you ready to rock, sir?
Hello, friends. How are we?
That was not quite the enthusiastic intro I was imagining. It's just...
All right, let's try again. Ready? Go ahead.
And welcome back to the mic after a week away, my good friend, Chris Aiken. Are you ready to rock?
Hi. What's up, man? How are we?
I don't know. You seem to be the guy that's who's laying low due to obligations.
Yeah, I've been very busy today. I've already got 14 hours of work in, so gonna be a long night. But I'm good. I've got some high potency. What is this? Great Lakes Brewery Company turntable pills going into me.
Pills,
not pills, but I guess that's short for Pilsner. But
Pilsner.
It just says PILS on it. Turntable pills.
Okay. All right. Well, after a week away, you are back here on the mic with me, and tonight is kind of a special night.
That's what I hear. I mean, I can't imagine that it can get any more special than fucking handing out buckets of jizz at the Target. But maybe Red Rain will be as special as thimble of jizz from the Target bathroom. I don't know. Right. What's wrong with your fucking microphone now?
I don't know. I think it's just static buildup in the board. I
can't believe it. It's always me. It's usually me that doesn't take care of that.
Yeah, it's not a matter of taking care of. I think it's just a change in the weather. I've had the windows open in the studio here, so I think it's just the atmosphere.
Right. No, I hear you.
Yeah. So, if I don't test the mic before the show, then that's what happens. So I was remiss in doing my maintenance duties.
Well, you're fired, pal.
I should be fired.
Yeah, I want you off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, tonight here on the Classic Metal Show, as I said, it is a special show because we have the unique opportunity to debut the new re-recorded EP for our good friends over there at Red Rain, our good friend Sammy Lee.
Yeah.
And we're the first to do it. It's an exclusive first-time play. And this is kind of a high-profile deal for Red Rain because they are working with all professional management team and PR people. Our good friends over at Chipster PR are handling this.
Just admit it, dude. You want it to hit so that you could say, yeah, I made that band fucking popular.
Well, you know what? It's always nice to see friends be successful. You know, that includes you, because over the years I have included you into things to help with your success.
Sure.
You know, and turning you on to web jobs, and you were the doc and webmaster forever and a day, and, you know, obviously part of this show, and, you know, just helping out with people and shepherding people along in their successes without saying, it's all about me, pal.
You are the creator of superstars.
I am. Really, I am. I take very little credit in any of those things, though.
Oh, but it's all you.
Yes, it's all me.
Including, apparently, the Dokken reunion. Jesus, I couldn't go anywhere and not see it.
Yeah, I know. It was all over the place, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, look at Neeley go.
Yeah. It was on Brave Words, obviously, Blabbermouth, Melodic Rock, The Inquisitor,
Sleaze Rocks.
Sleaze Rocks.
There was a bunch.
Classic Rock Revisited.
Ultimate Classic Rock had it, I think.
Yes.
Jeff Pilson talked about it on his personal blog. There's all kinds of shit. I was like, God damn, look at him go.
Yeah, look at me. That's what happens when you take a week off to go get some stinky pinky, as I see it in the chat room.
Not confirming or denying anything here.
Well, regardless.
I just took a week off.
Well, you know what? The thing is I take weeks off here and there, so you deserve a little time away.
I needed one, you know. And I was supposed to take next week, too, and I'm not because of that one. So, there, I saved you guys 2 weeks. Made it into one.
Well, we had a worthy co-host that sat in. You do have some pretty big shoes to fill, being the co-host of the Classic Metal Show.
Sure.
And that chemistry is tough to find, as you are well aware. I mean, you've had to forage around looking for good co-hosts, and you've tried out, at least a half a dozen people over the years.
Absolutely.
And I think you found probably your most compatible one in Rob Kern.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, so, having Kim from Chicago at the last minute decide that she could make it down to the show was a nice little bonus for me.
Well, I have to tell you, I didn't get to listen to all of it, but I listened to 4 or 5 segments, I guess. And I really, really, really debated ever coming back to this show. You guys are some sick fucks.
Us?
Yeah. You especially, because you know how fucking gruesome this shit is, and you bring it up anyway.
Yeah, well, so what? That's what makes it funny, because you don't get to hear this anywhere else.
I know, that story about the Target guy. Oh, my God. I was driving from Pittsburgh, and boy, did it make it fast. It was like a very fast. I couldn't stop laughing. And Kim had some great lines.
I know. She really stepped up.
What did she... I forget what you were talking about. She said something like, wow, that's not good for the home team. I was fucking dying.
I think it was when the guy actually slept with the lesbian.
Yeah. Dude, that story was just wrong.
I know. It was wrong on so many levels.
And I hate to say it, but the other story, wow. Are you getting real echoey now?
That's me. I'm adjusting your audio a little bit.
Oh, all right. No, the other story that really, really, I probably disagreed with both of you on was the would you fuck a chick without a condom if she was the hotter she is?
Right.
I'm that guy.
Well, see, that's who the study was aimed at, as to who are these guys who would do that.
I was listening to all of your points and disagreeing with every one of them.
All right, but I live a different lifestyle than you, though.
I am definitely that guy. I am the guy that I'll fuck a 3. I don't care. But she's getting a fucking double hefty bag. And as it comes up, then I'm going to start worrying about, ribbed for her pleasure or just fucking barebacking it. Give me the hottie. Disease, whatever.
See, that's the whole difference between you and I in our life philosophy. I mean, as a younger man going over to Korea, during your military years, I mean, you've admitted here on the show that you just fucked anything that moved.
Anything, and never wore condoms.
See, that's the thing. And I, on the other hand, have never been that risky.
Yeah, see, and especially at this age now, I know I'm dead in 10 anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever.
Well, here I am at 52 years old, and I don't have any offspring that I'm aware of.
Right.
And I've never, I did not put myself in that hole where, dude, I met some chick last night and, I banged her and she called me up like a week ago and said she's pregnant, and you wouldn't hear that story from me.
No. Well, apparently I don't have the 85 million sperm count because I banged a lot of chicks and came inside of them and never fucking cared.
Wow.
I never did, especially, I mean, there could be fucking 65 kids running around, or at this point, adults running around Korea that look sort of like me.
Sure.
Because I was fucking everything over there.
Yeah, that's what you said. But again, you could sit there and disagree with me about the whole whether she's hot or not and whether you're willing to forego the condom. But, the thing is that, number one, not someone gets, drinks to oblivion.
Yeah.
Number 2, never into drugs.
Right.
Never into picking up chicks on a one-night stand at a bar.
Yeah.
That's not me. Never has been.
In other words, you've never lived my life.
Yeah, it's just not me. That's not my thing.
Right.
I've had plenty of good-looking girls. I mean, you've known a few.
Oh, yeah.
But never would I risk that. No way. No way.
You know the one that I think is the hottest.
Yeah, Gina.
Yeah, I didn't want to say. I'll let you. You never hit that once without a fucking...
No, hell no. What are you, nuts?
She'd have been feeling my nuts against...
Dude, come on. I don't need that.
Oh, I would have hit that bareback in a minute. In a minute.
Right.
Wouldn't even have cared. Would have been, oh, is it bleeding now? Whatever. So you got a razor in your cunt. It was worth it.
Right.
Fine.
Yeah. No, that's just not my deal. But anyway, it's fun, and see, that's another reason why I would bring a story like that to the show, because there are people on my side of the fence, and there's people on your side of the fence.
I know. No, I gotta ask you though. You were with the one girl for a long time. For what, 8 years or something?
No, I've never had a relationship that long ever.
Can I say her name?
Does it start with a K?
Yeah.
5.
5 years.
Yes.
You never once hit that bareback?
No.
Not one time in 5 years?
No.
You are fucking, wow. You got some scruples, I guess.
Well, I've had my wits about me. How about that?
You never woke up at 3 a.m. and just said, spread those legs, bitch. Never.
No. Dude, I did. That's the biggest fear I've had. Two of the biggest fears I've had in intimate relationships.
Yeah.
Getting a chick knocked up and catching some kind of incurable disease.
I just can't imagine. I mean, you lived with her, didn't you?
No, I've only lived I've only lived with one chick, and that only lasted for a short time.
Yeah. I'm talking about the 5-year one.
No. I've always maintained my own place. Always.
But you stayed at her house a lot, right?
Not really, because she lived with her parents.
Oh, yeah.
And then what broke us up shortly after she got her own place,
right.
she had it in her mind that somehow she was going to get me to move in with her.
Right. I remember
that. And I made it clear that wasn't happening, and that sort of was the beginning of the end.
I just can't believe in 5 years it never just sort of went from her mouth straight into the old pussaroo. That's fucking hard to fucking figure, dude.
Yeah, sure.
Did you at least let her suck your cock?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right.
Chances of getting pregnant that way are like...
Not pregnant, but you could catch something.
Well, sure, but I wasn't, I wasn't that concerned with her. But right. It's not like I was picking chicks up at some bar, some random skank.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll just make sure she looks like she's eating one sandwich more than a crack for a minute.
But I like the fact that you enjoyed the show.
I did. Like I said, I haven't listened to all of it yet because, I mean, my work schedule's like off the chain right now. So I really just haven't had time.
Sure.
But I did listen, I listened for, I don't know, a few hours while I was doing everything from changing tires on my fucking car to driving home from Pittsburgh.
Did you run over something, or did you run it down to the belt?
No. Dude, it's that the car's new.
I understand, but who knows what the tire situation is?
No, just I was driving home from somewhere yesterday morning, and all of a sudden I heard, and then, this car has all the sensors on it.
Sure.
So all of a sudden the fucking tire sensor comes on and says, you have 30%, you have 15%,
right.
You have 3%. I was like, fuck. So then it was get it parked and put the spare on, then go sit someplace and change the tire, and yeah, fun.
Well, that is part of vehicle ownership, I guess.
I guess it's better that it happened when I was still at the house in Pittsburgh instead of, midway between.
Sure.
That would have really sucked a ton of ass.
Sure.
But all good. I'm home. I made it.
Yeah. Well, you had a party weekend, didn't you? Yes,
I did. I drank to very much. Speaking of drinking to excess, I drank to extreme excess over the weekend. I drank on Friday with John and Stephanie for Stephanie's birthday, and then I drank even more for this fun graduation party that I was at. It was a lot of fun.
Sure.
Nothing like sitting out in 90-degree heat with a bunch of people you don't know.
Right.
That's fun.
See, I don't ever go to stuff like that, ever.
Yep. If there was ever a reaffirmation of not needing a girlfriend, that would have been it.
Right.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah, that has caused me some real issues over the years if I was involved with somebody going to a family thing or going whatever, and I would go and it would just be very uncomfortable for me because it was just like, you know what, I have nothing in common with these people.
Well, the thing for me was I didn't know any of the people really, and so I'm literally sitting, and you know me with pets, I fucking hate pets. I just don't like fucking pets.
Right.
So, Kelly has her dog with her, which that all by itself is a fucking disaster fuck, if ever there was one. But we got this goddamn dog, and then she leaves, and I'm holding this fucking dog. And the guy next to me, he wants to talk about everything there is to talk about fucking dogs. Oh, you just got to train them. I got a couple of and he's like fucking 3 blocks. He's got to live 3 blocks from the Scarecrow. If you take a left at the big hayfield,
sure,
that's where this guy's from,
right? And
him and his girl, whatever her name was, Cheyenne or something. It's like Jim Bob and Cheyenne at the table here, and he's just like, yeah, I got me some pits. I got some pits, and those pits will run, but you got to take care of those pits,
right?
Got to teach them what's what. Is that what you did with this dog? You taught him what's... I was like, it's not my dog. And he's like, yeah, but you must have had something. No, dude, not my dog. I'm sitting here holding it. That's it. It really was not on my all-time favorite times. I should have just come and done the show.
Sure. Well, obviously the show got done without you, and it turned out better than I had hoped. And of course, Kim had the jitters,
right?
Pre-show, but I said, you know what, you did this before, you did well. Just relax, enjoy, be yourself. And boy, she stepped up to the plate big time.
Yeah, she was more worried about sounding shitty than she was sounding shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, she kept saying about, it started off slow and all. I thought it was okay. The segments that I listened to seemed like they were right near the beginning. They were.
We were often flying from the jump.
Yeah, so I thought she did fine. I thought it was good, actually.
Yeah,
it was very listenable, very good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I was glad to have the co-host because she kind of made the decision at the last minute, actually the night before. I thought I was going to be flying solo, and she texted me and said, hey, I can make it after all.
Oh, that's good.
See,
so Scotty from the chat room has it. It was better than this so far.
And he was the biggest bitch.
Yeah.
He was just bitching. I called him out last week.
I heard that
because he was Z.
Well, and you sound like you are somehow surprised that he's being the biggest bitch again this week.
So, but he did call in and state his case, and at least he faced Kim, over the air and say what he didn't enjoy about it, and she won him over.
Maybe you could just play Painkiller for him 15 times, and he can pretend that Halford's ramming him in the ass, and he'll feel better about the fucking show tonight.
Well, I did.
Fuck off, Scotty!
I did play Painkiller last week, so he got to hear his Painkiller. So I'm gonna
buy him the Painkiller CD and just send it to him. Here, fuckface, in case you missed it.
Put it on repeat.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So other than that, for this week, I don't know what was with me this week, but I felt like I've been like in a coma all week.
It was kind of a interesting week, to say the least. I had like extreme highs, and then yesterday was an extreme low.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had a pretty good week. I mean, I made a lot of money this week, which was really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some really unbelievably good praise from really a very high up CEO, about my book, which was really kind of cool. So, I had a good week, but I hear you though. Everybody around me had a shit week, but.
Well, I didn't have a shit week. It's just like I was like in a haze. I got my job done. I didn't miss work or anything, and I, did a lot of business this week, but I just felt like I was in a haze all week. And then our good friend Steve invited me out to dinner last night. He wanted to take me out to a congratulatory dinner due to my work achievement as of late.
Nice.
And we went to a Mexican restaurant, one of his favorite places, and
The Bell?
no, we went to a place called Tequila Sea.
Nice.
And it's one of his favorite places, and we sat there and shot the shit and just caught up because I literally have not seen much of him in the last 2 years because of some of his personal deal. So,
right.
I went out to dinner with him, since we went to a Mexican restaurant, they had some killer chips and salsa there, right?
Okay.
Well, me, I'm on this very, very stringent health kick, but I love chips and salsa, so I went ahead and, had some. Man, eating carbs like that is like taking a sleeping pill because I fell asleep. I got home like at 8:30.
Okay.
I think I was asleep by 9. I didn't wake up till 10 o'clock this morning.
Right.
13 hours. I felt like I was drugged.
Yeah. Well, dude, the one that always cracks me up is people, and I used to be this guy, but the people that eat like McDonald's every day. God damn, that's like a total sleeping pill there. You eat that and you're like falling asleep on the way back home.
Sure. So anyway, so I was looking forward to a 3-day weekend, and I basically spent the whole day today just vegging, just catching up on news stories and catching up on, some YouTube shit and, movies and just veg today.
Right. Well, that's cool.
So just, I was just like, yeah, here it's like 5:30. I got to get up, take a shower, get in the mood and, get going.
Right.
Yeah,
it's time.
So here we are.
Yep.
All right. Well, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're going to debut some of the music from Red Rain, the re-recorded EP.
Very cool.
And we're going to talk to our friend Sammy Lee. And we're going to talk to him, and, he's going to take us through what he's been through with his band ever since he got involved with Chipster and the recording process, and kind of bring us all up to date. As you know, Sammy's been a good friend of ours for a long time.
Sure.
And
what, 12 years at this point?
For me, it's been about 16 years.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a long time.
Yeah. I became aware of Sammy in 2000, and here we are in 2016.
Right.
And he makes the CMS shirts. And
yes.
He made the shirts for your pinball place.
He did.
And obviously he's very talented drummer, and he's got this Red Rain band, and he had the band Seth, which includes him and the singer of Red Rain. And I've played their music from Seth here on the show. That's how I got to know Sammy years and years ago.
Right. And
he's taking his shot. I mean, we're all getting older. And he's taking his shot regardless of, how big or whether it goes anywhere or whatever. At least it's one of those things like you with your book. At least you can put that book on the shelf up against the other books and go, you know what? I did that.
Yeah, it's that. And that's just what it is. If it hits, cool. If it doesn't, cool. But at least I did it.
Yeah.
I won't wake up 10 years from now and go, oh, if I would have just taken the time.
Sure.
No. And he's probably in the same boat. He's thrilled, and he should be thrilled. I don't know if I'm sure you've listened to it, and I got my first listen to it yesterday.
Yep.
Fucking good, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the guys took the time. They spent the money. They're working hard to make something of this. And again, whatever the end result is, at least he can put that in his personal catalog and say, you know what? I worked with a professional producer.
Right.
We recorded in a professional studio. I had one of the biggest PR names in the business representing me. I had professional artwork done by, a guy who's got a reputation in the business. Our photos were done by Mark Weiss, who's done all the work for, bands like Dokken.
Right.
And the guy can say, you know what, I did this in the most professional fashion ever.
Sure. And it definitely shows. I mean, whether it hits or not, I mean, that's as much luck as anything, but It certainly is not gonna, it's not gonna get discarded because it's a poorly recorded piece of shit.
No, not at all.
Sure, it sounds really good, and the artwork is really clean and really good, and it's a solid product. And I'm not just saying that because we like Sammy, because believe me, if it sucked ass, I would say so.
Sure.
I would have more reason to say so just to keep my own credibility up.
Right.
But no, it's really good.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you told me a little bit about it earlier, last week or
yeah.
And I'll be honest, you actually sold me on not liking it. Because you told me that a couple of the songs were a little bit slower than the versions than
the original. Yeah, I mean, and they are slowed down a little bit.
And I instantly was like, oh man, Jesus fucking ballads, but they're not. It's slowed down so that you can really kind of so that you can get the instrumentation a little bit more.
Well, that's the whole thing. The recording of the CD, there's great separation in the instrument tracks.
Right.
So it isn't all, meshed together and just one sound. There's, you hear the guitar and you hear the bass and the drums and the vocal, and, you're able to distinguish all the parts.
Right.
Because there is great separation. So it is produced very well, I
don't remember the singer being that growly either.
Well, again, they took some direction from, the producer.
Right.
And I'm sure that the producer had something in his mind that he wanted to hear.
Okay.
And probably gave him some direction on what he wants to hear on these re-recorded versions from their other the original recording that they did a little over a year ago.
Right. Did you think that he was a little bit more like heavy sounding?
He's got more of the Seth sounding vocal.
Right.
Because he did that Demon song that we play periodically and that kind of stuff, and it's just kind of a more growly then.
Right.
So he was less he's less melodic than their original recording, and I agree. It's a heavier, deeper, more growly sound.
Sure. It's good stuff though.
Yeah. So you guys are going to get to hear
all of it, right?
I played Red Rain at the top of the show, and
right.
We'll do a song leading into Sammy's interview, and we'll do a song out, and that's 3 of the 5.
Oh, there we go.
And then we'll play 1 or 2, the other 2 through the show, and give these guys a fair shake. So, Sammy's been part of the CMS chat room when he can, and he's in there now, and he's made some friends with everybody. And speaking of making friends, I did open the show also with our good friend George Mahalovic and his new one from Aftershock.
Sure.
So I thought, what, that's a good way to, couple 2 of the bands that these guys are out there doing their thing.
Right.
And self-financing, and they're not supported by, any big label or anything like that.
Right. And I think those guys are boys as well, aren't they?
They are. I actually introduced George to Sammy years ago.
Did you, Eddie Trunk? Really?
I did. I did.
And I introduced.
Yeah. When I introduced Sammy Lee from that Richmond, Virginia band that Red Rain.
Yeah.
The synergy was great between those two, and I felt that they could do something like the Winery Dogs, where it's an all-star lineup.
Yeah. So I said, Sammy, I need to get you in touch with George over there at Aftershock.
Well, at the time, George, when George didn't know what he was going to do, whether he was going to try to continue with Aftershock or whether he was going to go off and do something different or new.
Right.
He didn't really have a band because if you remember, the guys from Aftershock kind of split up.
Right, that's right.
And Sammy was not doing anything at the time. And so I thought, you know what, Sammy, quality guy, George, quality guy. If I could put these 2 together, they might be able to do something together.
Yeah. And that didn't happen.
But distance is the problem there, obviously.
I'd like to hear that. That would probably be cool.
They'll probably do something. Who knows?
Yeah, never. Well, once this record hits, Sammy won't have time for guys like George anymore.
Right. But who knows? Maybe George's record will hit, and
yeah, that's true.
And George won't have time for Sammy.
Or maybe they'll both hit, then they just won't talk to each other anymore.
Or they'll tour together.
Yeah, but not speak to each other.
Yeah, right.
A rivalry or something.
Sure. I'm opening tonight.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You can't open.
I'm closing the show. You closed last night.
You can't do that.
Fuck you. I'll never tour with you guys again.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah, sorry I ever met you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's what's happening at the top of the hour coming up. And I got some, I saved some stories that I didn't get to last week.
All right.
And we got a lot of CMS mail this week.
All right. That's obviously meaning that people are listening.
Well, they are. We've got mail from different people who have either called the show or have left voicemails, and it's interesting because it's just sort of spans the gamut from all over the world.
That's good. I like.
Yeah, and
yes,
our good friend Scribble has returned with a new ditty for the CMS.
Song?
For the CMS. I saw somebody earlier in the chat room say, "What happened to Scribble and the CMS rap?"
It's been replaced? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not replaced. It's just added to the catalog now.
Now we're starting to collect theme songs.
Yeah. So Scribble is back with some new stylings in the vein of Megadeth.
That's good.
And I shared that with you, and I think that you were just like, "Holy shit, this is great."
Yeah, it definitely is something else.
So good.
It's definitely not, yeah. You know, if you don't know the show, you won't get it. But I love it personally.
Sure, I do too. You definitely have to be a fan to appreciate the content of the lyrics.
Yes.
And also, Wheezy has made a submission today.
What?
Yes.
Wheezy's back?
Wheezy's back. Wheezy pops in and out. He's a guy who's got things going on. He can't always be so consumed with the CMS, but he did submit some stuff today, so we'll check that out.
He's a fake producer anyway.
Yeah, he's a fake guy. He's the fake producer.
Fake producer.
Right. So we got lots of stuff to get to. So, well, as I said, coming up at the top of the hour, Sammy Lee from the band Red Rain will be calling in, and we'll be talking to him and get the scoop on what's going on with him and what their plan is, and what they hope to accomplish with this new recording, and he'll take us inside the studio.
Ooh. Very fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your plan for the holiday aside from work, and more work, Chris? You going anywhere, doing anything?
I was supposed to go and do barbecuing with my mom on Monday, and I literally called her today and canceled because I don't have time. I'm literally going to work from the minute I finish the show tonight until Tuesday. The only break I'm going to take is possibly to get a couple hours of sleep here and there.
Yeah.
Dude, I just have too much. Yeah, the one especially, and you know what it is. I'm not going to talk about it on the air, but I have one job that's worth $50,000.
Yeah, you told me a little bit about that.
I have nothing in my life is more important than making that be done.
Sure, absolutely.
And done on time. There's nothing, but I've got that to do. I've got another site to build. I've got yours to finish. Mm-hmm. I've got like 5 or 6 others that are in different states of being done. So I'm way behind the 8 ball.
So where is your son? Is he not picking?
He's literally at this minute he's working.
Yeah.
Him and I both. That's our weekend. I've wrecked it with work. I've all of a sudden become good at selling.
Sure.
So, that's when you get good at selling, then all of a sudden you become a slave to the job.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. There's worse problems I could have.
I agree. Last night I received a call from Eric Braverman.
Oh yeah?
He called me and he wants to know if I can do him a favor, which I'll tell you a little bit later in the show.
Okay.
But he wants me to do some man on the street stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he know that you don't ever interact with people?
Well, he's got some there's an event coming up here in Chicago in a few weeks. and he wants to send me out there and have a video camera guy, and I
was going to say the people are going to get tired of seeing you interview the same 4 people that you work with.
No, he there's an event coming up. I got to check into it. I got to let him know whether I can, pull it off or not.
Okay.
But he basically wants me to do something for heavy metal television.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
Yeah. So I'll outline it a little bit, but it's a matter of finding somebody around here who can accompany me to, be the camera guy.
Yeah. Kim from Chicago.
Maybe. Possibility.
Is it something fun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's an event. It's a music event.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It's a 3-day deal.
It's too bad it's not tonight at Soldier Field, huh?
Yeah. You know what? I read a review of last night's show.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses at Soldier Field.
Mm-hmm.
Not complimentary.
Really?
It wasn't not complimentary. What I read, at least from this reviewer that I read, again, I wasn't there, but they said Slash saved the day.
Really?
They said that Axl was out of breath. He had too many costume changes. He just couldn't deliver, and Slash just did extended solos to give Axl the time he needed to catch his breath. That's what they said. Okay. So
I heard the exact opposite from our friend Corey over at Uncontrolled Noise, who said it was awesome.
Okay. Well, again, this is the one reviewer that said this. I read that today.
Well, but you got to take Corey with a grain of salt, because Corey will say anything that has GNR on it is good.
Okay.
So your guy's probably closer to right than Corey.
Yeah, well, he just said, Axl just had to go off stage, quite a bit, and Slash had to step up and fill the gap with solos.
Nice.
That's what he said mostly.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's tired. He's just tired.
I've heard nothing but good things from people that have seen it at various stops.
Uh-huh.
And that doesn't mean that last night didn't suck. I mean,
he didn't say it sucked. At least the reviewer did not say it sucked. It just said that, this isn't the 1993 GNR Use Your Illusion tour. This is I'm kind of tired and I'm out of breath. And
well, people forget how much Axl used to sit around on those tours too in '93.
And the screech and the wail isn't there, and it's just not. It's not what. It's not the glory days anymore.
Well,
but nothing is. I mean, Axl's what, 55?
Yeah, something like that.
55, and he's got about 40 pounds on him that he didn't have back then. And
you still wouldn't go?
I would go if I had a ticket or had a reason to be there, but I'm not going to go out there and buy a ticket and go.
Yeah, you wouldn't have spent like 50?
No.
All right.
No.
Okay. I wouldn't either. I was just curious if you would. And I think I like GNR more than you.
No, well, I love GNR. I would love to see them, but the number one, the hassle.
Yeah.
And going to the stadium and dealing with the traffic, and it's just, you've been through Chicago and you hated every minute of it.
Yep, I hated every second of that.
Yeah,
job.
so I just no. It's just I just don't have the tolerance to deal with the nonsense just to get there.
Dude, I'm getting that way more and more with every show, because I was supposed to go on Monday to go and see, or on Tuesday rather, to go and see Joe Walsh and Bad Company.
Yeah,
and Matt, who I was going with, the Warlock, he talk about a screwball he is. He got stuck in the Virginia floods.
Okay.
Because he was down there for you're going to laugh at this. He went to a 4-day Bruce Hornsby fest.
Yeah, I know. He emailed me because he asked me if I could hook him up with Don.
Okay.
And I had passed all the information on to Don and asked Don to contact Warlock,
right,
for an interview. And so I just wanted to follow up, make sure Don did that, because me, I have to stay on Don about stuff.
Right.
And I emailed Warlock. I said, hey, did Don contact you? And he hit me back right away. Yeah, he did. Actually, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, and he goes, so it's off to 4 days of Bruce Hornsby. And I'm thinking, he's still out there doing stuff?
You're like, Bruce Hornsby?
Yeah, Bruce Hornsby in the Range.
What could you do for 4 days with Bruce Hornsby?
I don't know.
I know one song. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, just the way it is.
Is there any other song? I mean, I guess if you're a hardcore fan, you could find 4 days worth of music. Does he play the same songs?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy.
I wonder if he has 100 songs.
All I know is that he was Sheena Easton's backup band at some point.
And he was in the Grateful Dead there, or the whatever they were calling it after it was the Grateful Dead.
Right.
What was that called? The Rat Dog or something?
Yeah, a Rat Dog, yeah.
Yeah, he was in that, I think. He was in something with all those Grateful Dead guys.
Sure.
So maybe he does that. Maybe he plays Grateful Dead songs.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, but he was down there for that, so he got back late, and he hit me up Tuesday morning. I was like, "Oh, dude, I gotta bail on the Joe Walsh Bad Company thing," and he hits me up. He goes, "But I have." He had like regular seats that were through the press, but he also, whatever that Ticketmaster deal is where you can get free tickets.
Yeah, because of the lawsuit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had gotten a pair of lawn tickets too, because, you know, just in case we got there and the press seats weren't there.
Sure.
Since he was driving to see it, you know, he had those extra tickets, and he hit me up and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it, but if you want the tickets, I'll give you the lawn tickets." And I was like, nah, that's all right. You know, I was like, A, I'm not going by myself. B, I'm too old to sit on the fucking lawn.
Yeah, get eaten by mosquitoes and people tripping over you.
And I can't see anymore.
Right.
You know, I can't see all the way from the fucking hill to the stage anymore.
The only way I'm going is if somebody builds a bonfire and I can jump into it.
That's right. My Metallica shows. But yeah, no, so I just passed. And yeah, somebody said I missed a great show. I'm sure I did. But you know what? I saw Bad Company play a fucking wedding. You know, so after that, even seeing Bad Company, you know, on any level is not going to be as good.
Sure.
So, you know, I mean, whatever. I love Bad Company. I mean, Joe Walsh, whatever. I'm not a big Joe Walsh fan, really. I mean, I like the Eagles. Not so much Joe's solo stuff. Not a huge fan.
Yeah. Well, I love Bad Company, and Paul Rogers is an amazing singer.
Yeah, Paul is great. I mean, I definitely wanted to go, but not enough to sit on the grass.
Nah.
Because I'm a spoiled asshole.
I think the last time I went to a show that I actually sat on the grass,
yeah,
I was invited by a friend of mine to go see Steve Winwood at Blossom.
Okay.
And that was during the what was it, the late 80s? I think it was like 89.
All right.
That was the last time I sat on the grass at an amphitheater.
Yeah, now it's like if I don't have a seat, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the DVD.
Sure. Done with that.
Yep.
All right, dude. Well, it's time to take a break. We're going to play a tune here, a couple of tunes, and we'll get Sammy on the phone, and we'll find out what's going on with him and Red Rain, and he'll bring us all up to date with all that good stuff.
All right.
So anyway, Red Rain has a EP, re-recorded EP, and it's very good. I think you'll really enjoy it. And you're going to get to hear it tonight here on the Classic Metal Show, exclusively on the Classic Metal Show. And our good friend Sammy Lee, the drummer of Red Rain, who you guys in the chat room know as Red Rain, he's going to call into the show and be a part of it. So let's play probably their most popular song. At least the CMS fans have made it popular.
All right.
Let's play "Not That Way."
Okay.
I think that's their biggest chance at getting, some kind of recognition, because it's poppy, it's rock, it's got a good mix of all kinds of good stuff. It's a crossover tune.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So anyway, here's our good friend Sammy Lee and the boys over at Red Rain, and this is Not That Way, exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.